Hello, everyone. Welcome to our episode of Final Fantasy VII Adnauseam, where I talk about Final Fantasy VII ad nauseum to the point where you want to pretty much, run and scream. So, let's get this started, shall we? I'm just putting ice in my bottle. 1 second. So, Final Fantasy VII, huh? Boy, do I love this game. Boy, do I love this game. So, I was born back. No, I won't bore you with that. But, Final Fantasy VII came out at a time when games were going from being a toy to becoming, a real medium for entertainment. And when this game came out, it was just earth-shattering. Like, to some people, like, Final Fantasy VII is considered, like, almost like the godfather of, like, video games, if you want to consider it that. Like, it's just, like, everything about Final Fantasy VII was on point. The story, the character development, the gameplay, the investment you have in like wanting to keep going with the characters to see where the story goes, because the story was so good. And these were all like really brand new things at the time, and there was, as we all know now, anime and Final Fantasy and all these types of things that really inspired us, like, as kids, were, really important. Like, Final Fantasy VII is one of the main reasons I became a game developer. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, when I played Final Fantasy VII, I was like, oh, okay, I gotcha. And I'm really happy with how the remake came out. The remake I've really been liking. It's been really good. Yeah, I don't really have any complaints. But even if you don't like the remake, you always have the original, so you don't have to worry about that. But I'm really liking the remake, and I think they're doing a really good job adhering to the original story, which is really important to me. I'm like it's really big. So I'm gonna shut up for a bit and show you guys Final Fantasy VII remake. And one last thing. It's very similar to the original, so don't think like you're getting like a whole different, story or anything. That's what I really like about it, is that, they really stuck to the original thing, and they take really good care of their properties. Squaresoft, Square Enix, they're good over there. So, all right, I told you it was ad nauseam. Because I just don't shut the fuck up about Final Fantasy VII. Now, the funny thing would be is you couldn't hear me the whole time. But I'm going to assume you can hear me because I don't see the muted microphone button. And, yeah. The story is very interesting, too. And it's been, not only has Final Fantasy VII inspired so many people, but, the people that made Final Fantasy VII were also inspired by a small Irish shoegaze band called My Bloody Valentine from Ireland that created one of their opus albums called Loveless. And yeah, it's a really trippy album. It's really cool, though. I fucking love it. And there are a lot of references to the Loveless album and My Bloody Valentine throughout Final Fantasy VII. So, an Irish shoegaze band helps inspire a Japanese team to make one of the greatest games of all time, which in turn inspires millions of people around the world to either, develop games or go into artwork or, discover anime and stuff. And that's another thing. I didn't know about anime at the time, because when 7 came out, it was 1997. I was 8 years old. And, we didn't have the internet until maybe a few years later, at least, and that was dial-up. So, you know, we didn't really know. I didn't really know much about anime until maybe like 2003-ish, 2004. Yeah, and then I was like, oh, all this stuff, that's anime. Oh, that's awesome. I liked it because of the spiky hair and all the, you know. Well, you'll see. You'll see. Alright, I'm gonna shut up now. Like I said I would. What's normal classic? Oh, okay. No, I like normal. I like rolling with the times. It's cool. PS5 is fantastic. Wow, it looks fantastic. Where's my face less than annoying? Top left? Ah! Yeah, there we go, yeah. Yeah. That's an iconic park from the original. You'll see. I'm fangirling so hard right now. Well, fangirl, yeah. Yeah! So this is where the original intro starts. In 7. Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! Yeah, it looks fantastic for the PS5.
Get down here, Merc.
Same music too, just updated and a lot better. Ooh, they get good metal reflections.
Who goes there?
Oh, okay.
You're up.
So one thing I'm going to change is, since I'm a weeb,
You're coming with him.
and in general, hold on.
Nice and easy.
Don't think so. It's over. Not bad.
There we go. I'm going to put on Japanese audio with English subtitles because, in my opinion, some video games, some anime, if it's made directly in Japan, kind of for a Japanese audience, they tend to have better voice acting, and for the most part. But that being said, the English voice acting has gotten much, much better. So, you know, to each your own. If you want to play with the English voice acting, there's nothing wrong with that. I personally just like the Japanese with the English subtitles, so I think I'll be going with that. Does it have a... No, that's okay. Is it because you need to reboot, but then... Graphics... Yeah, I have to restart the game, hold on. Can I restart the game without restarting